What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kiwan, and I am back with Married to Medicine, Season 12, Episode 12, The 5 Love Languages. Before I start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video. Make sure y'all like the video so I can stay in the algorithm, okay? All right. I actually want to apologize for not bringing Married to Medicine the other day. I was extremely tired. So my apologies, y'all. My apologies. Y'all was annoyed after the last video, and I was like, I didn't feel like it. And I didn't get a chance to watch Married to Medicine. And then today was just such a long day, like at work. And it felt like 8 hours felt like 16. Y'all, it just, work was good. It just felt long because things were happening. But that's not what y'all came here for. Y'all came here for Married to Medicine. Okay. So, hold on. Okay. So, the name of the episode is The 5 Love Languages. The 5 Love Languages. So, the episode started with Angel. She's on FaceTime with Dr. Bernard. And I'm about to let y'all know, after this trip, Bernard can be one and done. Okay? The Bernard. Bernard. Like, I was so irritated. And I feel like I'm not the only one who felt the same way about Dr. Bernard. He was yep, that's exactly what he was. Okay, he was a B word. Anyway, he told her that he was coming to Jamaica after she had the conversation with him, and she didn't even think he was going to come because he led her to believe that he wasn't going to come. And so she was like, well, okay, if you come, I'm going to have them to get you a room because you can't stay in the room with me. Okay? I don't know what he thought. He was coming for a good time. I don't know. But I remember Angel said that him and her had been on and off for like 9 years. And so she was like, she's just trying to see where they're at. And there has been no clarity after all of this time. There will never be any clarity. And for me, I want Angel to move forward. Like, he can just be your homeboy if you can, like, just be his homeboy. But anything else is an absolute no. He was terrible. Him and King, for me, they are just alike. I am not going to like Dr. Bernard, and that was based on everything we saw in this episode. He was terrible. All right? So, we see Toya and Eugene. She told Eugene that she's going to have to talk about the Met Gala, and he don't need to let Heavenly get under his skin. He said he don't like when people pretty much disrespect Toya. So everybody then arrived to the dinner. Brandy lets everybody know that there was a change in their daycare with her kids, so Shamar will arrive the next day. And y'all know is it Dr. Shamar? I think Dr. Shamar will be staying only for one day. Baby, when I tell you that man's so fine. Anyway, the game. Sorry, it's just my notes. So everybody make it to dinner, and they played this game, and it's about everybody's love languages. So everybody has to state their love language, and we also need to know if your spouse did something that day in relation to that love language. And I just want to point out, if y'all saw Curtis and Jackie's face as they were, like, after Toya said that, I was like, ooh, Lord, those people just tolerate each other at this point. So Toya was acts of services, and Eugene's was words of affirmation. I was like, I can see that. I can really see that, but does words of affirmation consider cursing? Like, the way Toya talks to Eugene. So I'm just asking. So Cecil said in his confessional that's gonna be tough for him, and then Simone said that's not true because Toya will affirm him if he ain't doing his job. I'm sorry. Those two together are funny. I would say that Eugene was on one, but I think when you get tired of people beating up on your spouse, it become. I'm talking about from Eugene's standpoint. With Toya, it's warranted, but it's not. Like, I don't know. Her and Heavenly at this point, I really think that maybe Heavenly should go and pursue her her thing with office and all of that. And if it doesn't work, I don't know. And this is not me being negative. If it doesn't work, then she can come back the next season. I think with everything, I guess, in her personal life, it's starting to weigh in. For me, when I look at Heavenly, it's starting to weigh in on her. Now, whether it's warranted or not, it is up to each and every last one of y'all. Okay, I have my personal opinion, but I'm going to keep my personal opinion to myself. So, Simone's is acts of service. Cecil claimed he didn't know Simone's love language. And Simone said, what Cecil did was when her food was at the door, he got her food from the delivery person and he told her, come eat. And it was like, listen, you get what you get at this point. Kwa said she has two. One is very strong and the other one is a follow-up. And King was like, oh, just pick one and a possible. And I just be looking at him like, when are you gonna dump him, lady? Like, he's terrible, y'all. To me, he is terrible. I never liked King. Upon meeting him, the only thing I thought about him was he was very handsome and he was fine. But I never thought much of him. I just was like, yeah, no. So King's is acts of service and quality time. Okay. Anyway, Contessa says something has changed between King and Quad. Heavenly goes. She said it's physical touch. And she let everybody know that Damon has touched her in the inside parts. Fine, girl, fine. Curtis said his was physical touch. And I was like that lady was doing to you in Hilton. Or how you get physical touch in the DOR, allegedly. Okay, this is not what I heard people say. This is just me being messy and my guesstimation. Because, yeah, I don't think much of Curtis. I think big and tall, like, yeah. I don't know. It just feel like him and Jackie are just roommates. So Jackie said in her confessional she must be in debt right now because Jackie ain't touching nothing but some coochie. And I mean that in the most professional way. Okay? If you don't have a twat, she ain't looking down there. Okay? That is all she touching. And she touching it with her fingers to check your cervix. And she using the y'all know what that is. I totally forgot. And she catching babies. Okay? That's the only thing my hands are itching, y'all. That's the only thing Jackie is touching right now. Okay? Alright. So Mimi said words of affirmation, and then Steve decided to verbally affirm Mimi in that moment and in front of the group. And Steve is like, I'm physical touch. Of course, Scott is physical. All of the men are physical touch because they all want to be touched in a nasty way. That is all I'm saying. So Toya talks to Mimi about her comment and about Mimi saying Toya, questioning Toya's being safe as a friend. And I wasn't mad at Mimi for that. But Simone said to Mimi, based on your interactions with Toya and you're not feeling comfortable with her hosting a couples trip, it wasn't conveyed any other way but the way you have said it. So Mimi said, it was based on how Toya show up as a friend. and she goes to explain herself. So when we got the flashback, I understood what Mimi was saying. She was asking in a way, and if I'm wrong, y'all clear that up for me, because I felt like Mimi was asking in a way of, are you safe? Because Toya has shown herself not to be safe. Look at what she did to Angel. Like, Toya has been damaging to a person, and she has shown up as a terrible person. But this doesn't take away from none of the ladies, because all of them, a lot of them has shown up as a terrible person. Let's be clear. But we're talking specifically about Toya. She has shown up as an asshole, okay? So Eugene said in his confessional, in order to see if someone show up as a good friend, then she should engage and communicate. Eugene, it takes two. So the same way Toya has an expectation of Mimi to communicate with her, then guess what? You need to communicate with Mimi. Y'all meet each other with a whole lot of unnecessary energy. That's all I'm saying. So then they played there was this game called Red Flag, Green Flag. I just want to point out, I can't stand King. Toya still didn't apologize or take accountability for how she treated Angel in front of Bernard. Like, she's still making an excuse for her behavior, which is why Mimi has questioned Toya's ability to be able to be a good friend. That's all I'm saying. So now Jackie wants to talk about the Met Gala. Baby, when I tell you I'm so sick of this Met Gala, y'all can stick a fork in me, because I'm done. So Heavenly said Toya is getting on her nerves and she's gonna run things into the ground. And I do feel like Heavenly takes a lot of things to a low point. But I also understand where a lot of concern comes from, but you don't have to be harsh. But when it comes to Toya, it's like, I don't know, y'all. I'm 50-50, because over the years she has been acting a fool as it relates to the Met Gala. She didn't want to pay. She didn't want to she didn't want to show up how all of the other ladies show up. So now, since she's in charge, she has this expectation for all the other ladies to show up, which for me is selfish. And yeah, I feel like she's doing too much. But I also feel like Heavenly, I feel like, I don't want to say it's misplaced anger. I don't, but there's a part of me feel like her energy to Toya is more misplaced, and it got to be something going on outside that we know Heavenly ain't going to talk about. But this ain't me shading Heavenly. This me saying both of these people are two sides of the same coin, and they have been at it for years. So at this point, I'm really just tired of it. And I just understand where Eugene comes from a husband standpoint. So Brandy said, as a newbie, she was like, y'all telling us about this, y'all have this expectation, financial expectation, and I'm paraphrasing. Y'all have a financial expectation of this Met Gala, but y'all never asked her anything about it. Y'all never told her about it. Y'all never asked her opinion, but you want to ask for my money. And I'm looking at Brandy like, I know that's right, because, girl, y'all not finna get no money from me. Y'all better get money from a turnip, because you want... I don't even know where that came from. Y'all won't be getting money from me, okay? So Toya was like, when you have 9 people, it's hard to please everybody. Heavenly said Toya should be she's the last person who should be talking. And she said this is bullshit. And she was talking about Toya, of course. She said, let's just pay our money. Oh Lord, y'all, let me look at my notes. Oh, she said, let's just pay our money, split the shit, and split the shit up, so we don't have to hear this no more. Like, I was really trying not to curse. Anyway, Heavenly tells Toya, you full of ish, and you know it. I was like, this is crazy. So Toya told Heavenly just shut the F up. And meanwhile, the men are standing back looking. And we always know that the men look, but they never say anything. At this point, I don't know what got into Eugene, but he is definitely pumped up. I feel like he have it in for Heavenly. I think if Toya would have got into it with one of the other ladies, he would have never said anything. But because it's Heavenly, and because Eugene has had it up to here with Heavenly, he's ready to go off. And we all know Damon ain't gonna say nothing. He just gonna be regular old Damon. So Eugene was like, well, who need a timeout? And I was like, timeout? These ain't children. But I got what Eugene was saying. He said he was sick of this. And he told Toya, okay, we can go to our room. He came in thinking all of the women were disrespectful to Toya. And Toya was like, it's not all of the women. And I think Eugene stopped listening. It was like he just wasn't hearing her because he was so full of frustration. So Simone said that they have to have a mature conversation. And I'm looking at Simone like, girl, when did you grow overnight? Because, man, please get out of our face with all of that. So then Eugene said to Toya, if they're not going to respect you, then let's just leave. Toya said, of course, it's only Heavenly. And he tells Toya, all of this is still disruptive. It doesn't, at the end of the day, I think Eugene only had smoke for Heavenly. I don't even think he was mad at the rest of the people. I think he was just mad because he, at this point, is just over Heavenly and all the things she has said. And it just been a combined. I think it's not just one thing this season. I think it's things over the years, and I really believe that Eugene is at his wit's end. Eugene said he think it's wrong what they're doing to her, and he's not gonna be. I'm not just gonna stand here and watch them disrespect you. So Eugene got mad and he left. Toya said, whoever want to be in charge of the Met Gala next year, you can have it, because I'm not going to be what these people are being now. Heavenly said, like you were in the past. And I was like, y'all, like, I know everybody want to take up for Toya. I do. But I wish that they can figure out what the hell is going on with these two, because the constant arguing, the constant bickering, the constant back and forward, for me, it gets really, really old, really, really fast. And I feel like these women should be able to have a civil conversation, but when we get to these Married to Medicine women, they cannot. And I just be looking at them like, you ladies are too professional for this. But profession and common sense don't always go hand in hand, if you ask me. So Eugene mad, he walk off. Quad was like, listen, let's just let Toya speak. Nobody says nothing, just let her say what she's gonna say. So Heavenly was like, we ain't got shit. You ain't saying shit. She said, when is the gala? What time is the gala? Where is the venue? And Toya she didn't say anything. So Quad said, the people don't trust Toya. The people don't trust Toya with their coinage at all. She said the people ain't gonna do it. I was like, Quad, girl. Like, her confessionals for me have been like extremely funny. So Quad said, you can't ask people for their money, and when they ask you for details, you tell them like you don't need to know anything. That's not okay. I do not like giving my money personally to people, and when you ask them, hey, what's going on, they'll tell you, oh, you don't need to know, then you don't need my money. Okay, I feel like I just got mad for real about something, but whatever. This ain't about me. So Heavenly told Toya, She don't know how to do nothing. Um and she told her she wasn't oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Scratch that. Heavenly told Toya she don't know how to run anything and she's not a businesswoman. And I was like, that was below the belt. That really was. I can't even front, y'all. That was below the belt. And again, Heavenly liked to go to the basement of hell, and so that's why you have to meet her in the basement of hell. Like, you have to be under the basement in hell, okay? Under, when it comes to her. But although I do feel like Toya can handle the Met Gala. I think I would like her to learn something from this and to be able to grow from this Met Gala and not show up how she used to show up. That's just my only thing. So Jackie wants to table this conversation, and I'm like, Jackie, where are you? Like, where are you? Can you say something? Can you step in? Like, can you at least take the reins from Toya and dispute them out evenly to everybody? Yeah, I don't know. So the next morning, some of the people are talking to their kids because their kids have to go to school. So finding that Shamar arrived, I was like, I did not realize. I did not see that man. Like, y'all know how you're watching the show and you're just not paying attention? I didn't really see Shamar until 2 or 3 episodes ago. Like, literally, I saw him, but I wasn't paying attention. But I really started to see him, and I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, listen. If y'all are good with kids and y'all don't have a PDF file in your mindset, PDF file on your record, okay? If you're not abusive to the elderly and the children, and verbal, this means verbal abuse, physical abuse, emotional, mental type of abuse, okay? If you ain't no peeping time, no trafficker, if you are kind to kids and you know how to treat kids and you have experience with kids, Brandy is looking for somebody to help her with her 4 kids whenever her original nanny can't fit in. If y'all not a stalker who like to take kids and steal people's kids and eat people's kids, I'm spitting. Call Brandy if you in the Atlanta area. Okay? That's all I got. Okay? Don't tell that lady I sent y'all. But I'm just saying, that lady is looking for somebody. Okay? Anyway, I'm just saying. Anyway, Eugene is tired of shit. Okay? Eugene is just aggravated. So, Bernard. The only line I can come up with is Bernard. We have passed the mark where I can really curse about Bernard, but Bernard is a fuck nigga, okay? And that's all I got. So the ladies are going rafting and they're going to get massages on the raft. I've seen that on some of the pictures. I never experienced it because I never been to Jamaica. I really that is one of the things I am working on to get to Jamaica, okay? So the men go elsewhere, and I think they're going to go on the beach, and I want to say they're going to have massages by these Jamaican ladies, okay? And so Bernard comes to the car, knock on the door, and he was like, y'all got room for me? And I would have said, nah, nigga, we ain't got room, even though there are 6 additional seats sitting behind King and Dr. Damon, okay? Because, first of all, his attitude was stank as hell. And I'm going to say this again. He had an effed up attitude. He probably was mad because he couldn't sleep with Angel, and he had to get his own room. Okay, I'm not finna be popping pimp. What y'all know what I always say? Popping it for a pimp for your raggedy ass. No, ma'am. We can really get rid of Bernard after this entire trip was over. As long as he was on mute at that picnic, everything was all good. But upon really meeting him, oh yeah, no, we already got King. We don't need King and Bernard. Okay? Steve came in. He was all right. Okay? He's still showing up all right. Okay? King and Bernard is an absolute no. Absolute no. Especially after the likes of Dr. G. Okay? No. So Steve tried to lighten up the mood. I thought it was funny. Like, he was telling Eugene, was showing Eugene how he was acting the night before and how he got mad and how he walked off. I thought Mr. Louis Vuitton was funny. Okay? I did. So, this when things get a little bit more interesting. Eugene explained to the men what happened between, I guess, Toya and Heavenly. He didn't put a name on it, but we know exactly who and what he was talking about. Then, when nobody said anything, he proceeded to say any comments from the peanut gallery. Well, Eugene, you got way too much dip in your chip, okay? Because I was like, what? And so Dr. Damon, I don't know how to do the Dr. Damon voice. I really don't. I can't do the Dr. Damon voice. But he said that they both have strong women and they can hold their own. Eugene said, you can cut all that shit because I'm tired of hearing that shit. Give me something else. he didn't say that, but he said that, okay? So he said, he tired of it. He said, yesterday they put Toya in charge to see. So I guess Heavenly said that was the one that said Toya was in charge just so they can see her fail. And if that's true, Jackie, I don't know if this was purposely for the Met Gala. I don't know about the trip, but if it's for the trip, then Simone, shame on you. And if it was for the Met Gala, shame on you. And if y'all did that to that lady, both of you hoes deserve folding chairs at the reunion in the back with mics on in a little TV. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'm just over it. Dr. Damon said, listen, all this finger pointing is a waste of time because Eugene wanted to know who said it. And it felt like the way Dr. Damon was kind of piping up, he knew Heavenly said it, but I don't think he wanted to throw his wife under the bus. So, y'all, at this point, everybody has sent Eugene, the lady, let me rephrase that. I guess Heavenly has sent Eugene over the edge because he is tired, okay? It was a good episode. I think next week it's going to get worse. But Dr. Bernard can go ahead and roll out with Brandy and Shamar. Okay, we don't ever have to see him anymore because of his stank superior attitude. And that is what I saw. Anyway, this is your girl Kiwan reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.